Mr. Mike Lenson from Mike Lenson Band. One of our very first BBC uploaders 18 months ago. Sent us a track called Shoot Me Down. Back tonight with a track called Miles Away, which we'll play in a moment. Firstly, though, thank you for the upload. Mike, how are you?
Not too bad, Rob. How are you doing?
Yeah, really well, thank you. How easy is it, Mike, to upload?
Very easy, mate. Very easy.
Checks in the post, thanks.
As you can see, I'm selling it. Yeah.
No, but it is. You go to the website, click on Essex from there, fill in a few details and upload it from there. And we download it every day. We go to that same thing every day, download. We've got every single piece in there. We still have Shoot Me Down from Mike from 18 months ago in our folder. And now we have...
That's still there. Wow.
We now have Miles Away, which we'll play shortly as well. But Mike, obviously, it's been a while since we spoke and things and whatnot, but... for you musically, have you taken much of a break in the last year and a half? Have you used it as a real opportunity to spend more time making music?
Well, obviously taking a break from the live thing because we haven't been able to do it. But the writing side of it, I've been doing more of that really, to be honest. Yeah, I had more time to do it.
Was it that it gave you more time, or was it that you were inspired in a different way?
It's kind of a bit of both, I suppose. Yeah, having more time because I was out of work for the first 3 months last year, so I had a lot of time on my hands. Did you find then that some of the things you were writing in those early sort of months of the last year a bit, their topic, their sort of subject was a little different, perhaps? Kind of, yeah. But the stuff I wrote before kind of had a relevance to what was going on as well, which was strange. But I spent a lot of time catching up on a lot of old projects that we were working on as a band.
Yeah, things that kind of sit in a folder and think, well, we've got that on the go. That sort of idea started here, and that idea started there, and you can work on those as well. And with the band that you play with live, did you kind of again try to have a little bit of space from each other in a sense that just to kind of give each other a bit of breathing space, or did you spend a lot of time kind of chatting online?
We do the old WhatsApp. We've got a WhatsApp group, so we were communicating here and there, sending things across, finishing some tracks off. We actually done some collaborations with people in different countries, which never thought of doing before. But with the beautiful internet, you can do what you like on there.
Whereabouts in the world?
We got a trombone player from Brazil to play on one of our tracks.
Wow.
And a flute player from Germany and a backing singer from America. So, yeah, it's brilliant.
I see that.
Great fun.
And you're not alone in this. We've featured a few artists on BBC Upload, in the last year who have done exactly that same thing. And
yeah.
Oh, my life, my brain has now forgotten who it is. There is someone in Essex. I'm so sorry, I can't remember your name. So someone in Southend has been making music with someone in Buenos Aires for about 20 years. So for the last year, it's been totally normal to do that email thing and the video calling and things like that. And ultimately, everyone has found that actually this opportunity to do so is kind of there. Is it something you're willing to continue to explore going forward?
For sure, yeah, on the recording front, yeah. I mean, if you get a part where you think, that sounds good to have a flute in or like a singer, we're going to go for it now.
Really opens up.
Just get online. There's a good site actually called Air Gigs, where it's just full of musicians. You can just find what you're looking for in there, really. It's quite handy.
Nice. So if you were after a double bass player, for example, you'd go on there and you'd sort of go, double bass player for a band, and this is the sort of thing we do. Could you record X, Y, or Z for us?
No, that's right. Yeah. Exactly it. Yeah.
So it's like, hang on, I'm trying to work out what that's equivalent to. Like hiring. It's like hiring equipment, isn't it? It's like you just hire someone to.
Well, basically, yeah.
But it's And I guess it doesn't seem so alien when you think about session musicians who join bands for a tour or for recording it in a studio and things. But this can be done remotely now around the world. For you, Mike, as a songwriter, as a musician, do you feel like you listen to other artists that make similar music to yourself?
I suppose I do. Yeah, Well, current artists that are doing stuff now, right, as opposed to old artists.
Well, and either old or new, really. I wonder how much of your listening habits kind of reflect what you make.
for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it goes in and then comes back out again for sure. Yeah.
Is there any particulars that spring to mind? Like maybe someone from yesteryear and someone currently?
Well, I love the acid jazz scene from the 90s, so I suppose there's a bit of that in there. But my music taste is so wide. I love all kinds of stuff, really. So it's hard to pin it down.
Is there? And I asked this last week for the first time. I realised it was a question. It was an absolute sort of proper ace up the sleeve question. But is there a genre of music you don't get, Mike?
I suppose death metal.
Yeah,
death metal. But at the same time, although I don't like it, I can kind of understand why people do. That would be the main one, really.
No, I asked it last week, and immediately after asking it, after the show, I did think to myself, it's a really unfair question to ask, because it's kind of like saying, like, what do you not like, and then sort of naming someone else's love. But in the same way that you love acid jazz, someone out there will listen to acid jazz and think, well, this is total nonsense. In the same way that someone listens to classical music and goes, this is total nonsense. An opera or even pop music as well, like, quite sort of commercially produced pop music. There are people who absolutely can't stand it. They're like, where's the talent in this, and where's the... But it is the beauty of music, and why we have so many radio stations in the world, and why we have such choice to listen to what we want to listen to. But there are always going to be things that people go, no, that's just not my thing. It's just not my jam. And I've genuinely been trying to find the thing that annoys me, and I think it's just ABBA. I'm just going to go out and say, I think it's just ABBA. And if you're new to the show, welcome. I'm Rob Jelly. I don't like ABBA. It's just the way it is. I stand by it. For you, then,
I think you can find something you like in everything, really, if you're open-minded, and you can appreciate things for different things.
Yeah, I know loads of people love horror films and horror TV. Can't stand it. Why would I deliberately scare myself and keep myself awake for days on end? Not going to happen. I'd rather watch a cartoon, thank you very much. But in the same way, some people think cartoons are stupid and love a good bit of thriller or a bit of horror. When you're listening and falling in love with music, in your early sort of instrumental day, when you're learning, how to play instrument and learning how to write music, who were the artists that you were looking up to at that point and going, if I can get half as good as that, I will be happy?
I've got to be honest. When I was really young, I started playing bass. I mean, I meddled with a few other instruments, but bass was the first one I took in seriously. And I was about 13, and I was really into level 42. I wanted to play the bass like Mark King. That was my thing at the time.
Nice.
Obviously, I quickly grew out of that, but that's kind of what got me started on the bass. And then that kind of led me into other jazz funk and stuff like that. And then later on in my late teens, early 20s, I completely went off of that and got more into indie and the kind of Britpop thing,
Well, it was the time for it, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
I think it's fantastic. And right now, are you discovering like new artists that you're kind of really excited for and excited to see what they do next?
Yeah, I mean, I love discovering new artists, but a lot of them are old artists, if you know what I mean, that I've never heard before. I like a lot of the old soul and funk stuff. Sometimes you come across an artist and you thought, how could I not have heard of this person?
Yeah.
And I go through phases, so I'll listen to that person all week long, and then next week I'll move on to something else. You know what I mean? I can't think of anything particular. What am I listening to at the moment?
I don't know if you know the band Snarky Puppy. Like a kind of they're a bit of a jazz fusion kind of band, and I discovered them. I discovered this is a weird turn of events, but I discovered them thanks to listening to an interview with Robbie Vincent of former Radio 1 days from years back, and he mentioned the name, and the name stuck out for me. And then he played a track of theirs, and I was like, "This is insane," but I love it. Like it was so complicated and so complex, but I was hooked. I was like, wow, I want to listen into this to find out if I can work out what's going on. And I guess that is what, and they've been around forever. I mean, they've been around they're
really good musicians as well. Them guys, yeah.
They don't
play. Wolfpack. Have you heard of Wolfpack?
No.
Wolfpack. That's another band similar. And I love the new Master Sounds as well, band from Leeds. They play in America.
Master Sounds.
The new Master Sounds.
The new Master Sounds. I'm putting that on my list of things to watch. I love a recommendation. Oh, love that. Well, look, let's talk about you and what you've made. Miles Away is the track we're going to play in just a moment's time. Is this a project that sat around for a while? Is this something that's come out of, the last couple of months?
We recorded 4 tracks before lockdown in 2019. Mm-hmm. We was just finishing them off just before all the lockdown happened and everything. So yeah, we've done that before lockdown, basically, with 3 other tracks.
Yeah.
Give Me Something Real. Can't remember the other 2. The names of the other 2, but yeah, we recorded 4 tracks at the time.
It's been a long 18 months, Mike. I'll forgive you.
2019 we wrote those. Sorry.
I said it's been a long 18 months. I'll forgive you for forgetting.
Yeah,
And are there gigs lined up? Have you got stuff set in the diary yet for performance?
They're slowly coming up. Yeah, we've got one in Camden on the 19th of November at the Fiddler's Elbow. We just had one last month at Half Moon, just from Stalford. First time we played there. Really nice venue, actually.
Yeah.
Yes. And then next year, I think we might be playing the 100 Club. But we're waiting for that to be confirmed.
That would be nice.
Nice venue.
Yeah. There's some history in those walls right there for sure.
Oh, for sure, yeah, definitely.
That'd be nice to be a part of it. Well, Mike, thank you for being a part of Upload once again. Thank you for trusting us to look after what you've made and with the band. And give us a little bit about behind the scenes. So what is Miles Away about?
I suppose it was inspired by the late night kind of deep conversations you have with your mates when you're kind of in your late 20s. I was thinking about, those sort of conversations, really. So it's basically about that, really. Just talking a load of rubbish and trying to put the world to rights, but not quite getting to the point.
Yeah.
You go through all these deep conversations and you get to the end of it and you still haven't got any further.
Yeah, yeah. But it's 4
really.
hours have passed.
Yeah, it's kind of about that, I suppose. Yeah.
Mike, before we get it on, where can people find you in your music?
Well, we've got it's everywhere basically. Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, wherever you want to go, really, whatever your service is.
Fantastic. And social media for gigs and things as and when stuff happens and gets
booked in the diary? Instagram, Facebook and stuff, yeah. We do with some more followers, so
get on board. Mike Lenson Band. Get yourself a follow right there. It doesn't cost you anything, so show the man some love. Mike, thanks for being a part of the show. It's a pleasure. Will you introduce the song, please?
No, thank you. Thanks, mate.
Standing on the edge of the well, investigating minds getting miles away. Some might claim that there's no future, and all the reaping that we sow ain't always negative. We're sniffing the truth away beyond the transcendental waves of the beacon soul. Well, everybody needs a game. Seems out there to claim such a modern game. Still the fallacy continues. Not so far, just a million miles away. Not so far, just a million miles away. We're gonna feel it on the come down. Another generation molds, another reappears. Feeling change, can feel like danger. This defeat just disappears beyond a relative. Well, if you got a rubber soul, losing self-control, don't need fun natural. Remember like a fast car, 20 laps ahead, approaching reason. We'll still follow sync continues. Not so far, just a million miles away. Not so far, just a million miles away. We're gonna come down. Closer to miles away. Closer to miles away. Closer to miles away. Closer to miles away. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Not so far, just a million miles away. Not so far, just a million miles away. Feel it come down. Feel it come down. Feel it come down. Never wanna come down. Never wanna come down.
That's the Mike Lenson Band and Miles Away, our second uploader of the night here on BBC Essex.
BBC Essex.